had some assessments done too on teenage sex, young people involved in sex and pornography when left or neglected by parents. You're getting some statistics through on that as well?
Yes, that's a huge rising case right now. Even just as recently as a few days ago, we got some very alarming cases amongst young boys, and because of the access, I guess, to pornography and the lack of boundaries and neglect from parents, access to the phones that we have right now, most children. I would not be surprised if we looked at the stats that more than 60-70% of our children have looked at some type of pornography here in Fiji. It's alarming, and it's an ongoing issue. And the thing about pornography is you start at one level and then it doesn't satisfy you, and you go to other forms of pornography that can be more violent. And so we're seeing this now portrayed and acted out we're seeing cases even right now in primary school where there are allegations of rape that are taking place in the primary schools, things that we would never have thought of could be happening in primary school. So it is very a big issue, the issue of pornography, and question of how do we stop that. Is it about banning sites? I think that's
probably have to.
That's going to be the conversations we had. But then on the other end as well, the big issue that we keep coming back to is family, and our parents doing their job.
Parental responsibility.
We keep coming back to that issue of parental responsibility, and I truly believe that much of the solution, if we to deal with issues, is really to empower parents or to raise up parents to be able to understand the value and the importance of their role. And I think we've underestimated the effects of poor parenting on society. Because of that, there seems to be a trend, and there's a cycle that happens, especially when it's unplanned. You have pregnancy that's unplanned. You have young people who have children, they're not ready for it, they're not prepared, they have a child shifted around from grandparents and aunties and uncles, and so no one's really taken on that responsibility.
And abused along the way.
But it falls back on the parents. So the question is, how are we helping parents? And our work, much of our focus, we realize that a portion of it is on the boys, but a bigger portion is on parenting. How are we helping parents to understand the value of their work and how to help their children be better equipped to handle these peer pressures?
So you have some programs set up where the parents, interested parents watching, maybe they can become your ambassadors, or do you have funding that you can do it on a wider scale?
Well, we're still very at early ages. We're doing the research, we're looking at what we can do. We have programs available, but I do also realize there's a lot of organizations that are also providing that resource, have that capacity, and have those training programs. I always say that one of the biggest resources that we have in Fiji is the church, and the church should be at the forefront of this work with parents. And I say that because I also serve as a pastor. So I'm challenging churches, what are we doing? How is our Sunday or Sabbath messages equipping our parents, highlighting the importance of parenting and bringing these spiritual truths that will help raise up the family and protect the home. And so the churches are very much a big part of the solution, and as well as other organizations, if we can see that as part of the solution. So yes, there definitely needs to be more work on that.
If I can add to that, Caritas Fiji has got a parenting program. Archbishop from the Catholic Church has been advocating. They've developed a positive parenting program, and they are trying it. At PCC, at the pastoral care, there's training available on trauma work. Because one of the biggest things is, it's beyond thinking that an adult can inject drugs in a child. I mean, there's something very wrong and twisted in the adult's head. But also, we are seeing that. We are told that pornography is exposed to children by adults around grog bowls. And if adults can do that to the children, what it shows to me is that these are traumatized. We are a pretty twisted society. So there needs to be different levels of trauma healing. And that's something we've been talking a lot about internally within the government with some of our ministers, but also with the churches. And Archbishop and PCC have come forward, and there will be some things that they will be rolling out and will be supporting in terms of positive parenting and providing the support. Yes, if the parents are going through pressure, where do they go? What are the services they could utilize?
Yeah.